Winter does not damage boats with drama. It does it quietly, with three patient enemies. Water that expands 9% when it freezes, acids sitting in old engine oil for 5 months, and damp air condensing on every cold surface below decks. Winterizing is not a mystery ritual. It is closing the door on those three. In the next few minutes, fuel oil the raw water side, fogging, batteries them in the cover. Do these once properly, and the spring launches an afternoon instead of a repair bill. Start with fuel, because today's petrol does not keep. Ethanol blends absorb water from the air separate over the winter, and leave you with a corrosive layer at the bottom of the tank and varnish in the carburetor. The routine is simple. Add a marine stabilizer dose for the tank, then fill the tank nearly full to limit the airspace where moisture condenses, then run the engine long enough to pull treated fuel all the way through the system, 10 minutes, not 30 seconds. Diesel is more forgiving but not immune. A full tank and a biocide dose guard against water and a black sludge that grows at the fuel-water boundary. Change the oil before storage, not after. Used oil carries combustion acids and moisture, and 5 months of sitting gives that mixture all winter to etch bearings and cylinder walls. So, warm the engine to circulate everything, drain new filter fresh oil, and a short run to coat the internals. In spring the engine wakes up in clean oil instead of a winter of acid. Same logic for the gearbox or lower unit. And if the lower unit oil comes out milky, you have found a leaking seal now in October, rather than discovering it as a failure in June. The raw water side is where freeze damage actually happens. Pump housing, heat exchanger, water-cooled exhaust, and on inboards the engine block itself. Water trapped in any of them becomes an expanding wedge. The standard cure is to displace that water with marine antifreeze, the pink propylene glycol, never automotive coolant, drawn through the intake until it runs pink at the exhaust. Outboards are simpler, stored vertical. They drain themselves, but tilt one up for winter with water inside and it can freeze in the midsection. Vertical drained done. Rating matters too. -50 covers most climates. A hard freeze area wants -60 or better in the engine. Fogging protects the cylinders themselves. A petrol engine stored for months grows a film of rust on cylinder walls exactly where the rings need smooth metal. Fogging oil is a sticky mist sprayed into the intake while the engine runs its last minutes of the season. It stalls the engine in a cloud of oil that clings to the walls all winter. For 4 strokes, some owners instead pull the plugs and fog each cylinder directly. Check what your engine maker recommends. Some modern fuel-injected engines have their own storage procedure, and follow that over any general advice, including mine. Batteries lose charge sitting idle, and a discharged battery freezes far more easily than a full one. A flat, flooded battery can freeze solid at temperatures a charged one shrugs off. 2 workable strategies. Take the batteries home fully charged and top them up monthly, or leave them aboard disconnected on a small automatic maintainer if there is safe shore power. Either way, charge fully first and clean the terminals before storage. Winter is long enough for corrosion to finish what summer started. Below decks, the enemy is condensation. Warm, damp air meaning cold surfaces, dripping into lockers, feeding mildew on every cushion and headliner. The cure is dry air and moving air. Empty the lockers and prop them open. Lift the cushions on edge. Leave the fridge door ajar, and put moisture absorbers in the closed spaces, renewed once or twice over the winter. If the boat has shore power and someone checks on her, a small low-wattage dehumidifier does the same job continuously and leaves some ventilation path. A sealed boat is a damp boat. The cover's job is to shed water and snow, not to seal the boat in a bag. That needs 2 things. A frame or support poles that give the cover pitch so nothing pools, and ventilation so the air underneath can move. A pool puddle of snow melt weighs enough to tear grommets and frames and press the cover into the deck. Support the ridge, tension the cover, and check her after the first heavy snow. Shrink wrap done professionally sheds everything, but costs each year and needs vents fitted. A canvas or poly cover with a proper frame costs more once and serves for years. Either works, and unsupported flat tarp does not. So the winterizing list: fuel stabilizer and in year, full tank fresh oil and filter, marine antifreeze rated for your winter drawn through the raw water side, fogging oil for the cylinders, batteries charged, and either home or on a maintainer, moisture absorbers below, and a supported, ventilated cover. Links to everything are in the description. One honest weekend in autumn buys you a boat that wakes up in spring exactly as you left her. Fair winds,